Cheers! Welcome to Movie Bitches, episode 164. Tonight we're reviewing Mother!
Mother.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, Mother.
Mother. I didn't like this movie again.
Mother, I'm teaching young children how to self-defense themselves again.
It's going to be a running theme.
Yeah.
That.
Thank God. Something would be entertaining.
Now see, I had mixed feelings about this movie.
Yeah.
I didn't find it boring. I didn't because, we'll talk about the star of the movie, because the real star of the movie is
the
this
house.
fucking house. Holy shit, it kept me going. And even though I thought I knew every room, there just kept being new ones, and new light fixtures, and new bathtubs, and new tile, and this wood, stained glass, and skylights, and the moldings, and another bench, and oh my god, it was just so fucking fabulous. I loved it. The house.
Yeah.
Oh man, so for me, I was like, this is stupid. Oh my god, look at that fucking kitchen. Yes! That big open range with
That is true.
butcher block table right in the middle of it. Yes, you're gonna make your own bread. Yes! So I was like, yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Couldn't have really given a shit about the movie.
Oh, okay.
Not really. I have my thoughts. It was pretty, obvious what was going on to me.
Okay.
How are your feelings? How are you feeling about it?
So I had two feelings about this movie.
Yeah.
I oscillated between what the fuck is going on now and fuck you. Ugh, now you're gonna do this. Ugh. Those were my two emotions.
And then, yes, look at
that's
this
three.
whitewashed wall. Yes. Oh my god.
There were three. Because the house, I was just like, yeah.
But
the whole
better.
movie was like Restoration Hardware and Anthropology sponsored this film.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, chunky knit sweaters and
Oh,
like,
yeah.
she walks barefoot over these rough hewn floors and it's like
Spiral staircases?
Yep.
Oh, I live for a spiral staircase.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
I find them creepy.
Creepy?
They're always, it's in like a creepy or a haunted house or any sort of like weird thing.
But,
it's always a spiral staircase.
Well, there is the horror movie, The Spiral Staircase. That is also a thing. But if you have the spiral staircase, then you can walk down in your gown and be like, here I am at the party that I'm throwing.
Sure. I prefer like a grand ballroom staircase for
but
that
this was
entrance.
cool. It was like a spiral staircase that then had landings and then went up again and then had landings.
Yeah. It was.
We could honestly talk about the house for the entire review, but I have other things to talk about.
Sure.
So basically, oh boy, that wig. Oh boy, that wig. Just center part, heavy. The whole time, it kept reminding me of, remember that old movie Sunrise, that Murnau movie?
No.
It's like anyway, it's like very famous. It's like, oh, it's this masterpiece and all these camera techniques and oh, it's visionary and it was so ahead of its time. But the whole movie you're going, will you please get a makeover? She's got this real ugly center part, bun in the back, and you're just like, girl. And you keep waiting for it. And then she goes to the big city and you're like, oh, she's gonna get that makeover. No, she didn't. She didn't get that makeover. She still didn't get the makeover. I know that's not the point of the movie. But when you're sitting in class and you're watching this movie, you're bored.
Sure.
I wanted to cut that wig off.
Oh my god.
I was ready because I knew some heathens were gonna show up based on the trailer, and I was like, oh, they're gonna cut that wig. Yes.
Oh really? So
I thought they were gonna cut that wig and
I don't think
shame her in the yard and just be like, you whore. I thought that's where it was going. It kind of almost went there, but not really.
Almost. This is what annoyed me was that from the get, and for the first hour and 20 minutes, this is just a film about a really weird, boring couple. And I'm like,
they should not belong together.
They should not belong together on multiple levels.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what's this?
Wait, but
why are you doing that?
Andrew, you forgot that it starts and it's Firestarter.
Oh boy.
Well, no, it really starts. It first starts, and there's real drippy. I was calling it Pirate Scrawl.
Yeah.
Indecipherable Pirate Scrawl.
Yep.
And I was like, I can't read that at all. I hope it's not important.
I thought it said mother.
Well, no, but like it was like production company
Oh,
or whatever.
sure,
There was like a couple of titles beforehand,
yeah.
and I was like, I do not know what this says.
Paramount Pictures.
Paramount? Question mark? And then it was like, mother. Mother. I mean, it should have been. Now, I did have a question, skipping ahead. Do you think this movie could have been saved if the entire thing was voiceovered by Katya?
Maybe.
I think maybe.
I think maybe.
Mother, I'm becoming disappointed with the mundane realities of life again.
Mother, I'm taking a bath in this tub again. You know, just like talking about the house and everything.
Mother, there's blood eating away the floorboard again.
Mother, I found the secret wine cellar again. I mean, just, it could go on and on. I think maybe. Or what if like Werner Herzog just like criticized it in VO in his little accent. Just like, the stupidity of this allegory bores me. Bores me. That's what he would say. My understanding of this movie is Javier Bardem is God, Jennifer Lawrence is Mother Nature, the house is the earth.
And we burned it down?
Yeah, we're destroying it. It's like a big old metaphor for climate change. That's my take.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
That's what this was.
I really wanted to make this kind of allegory about Mother Nature and our place and our connection to our home, using to tell the story of humanity, the stories of the Bible.
We're destroying Mother Nature.
Is that what this really? Oh
Yeah.
my God.
That's what it was.
Oh, then really fuck you, movie. Like, I couldn't quite get a grasp on it for whatever reason. Maybe because I just had checked out. But
Yeah,
like,
you were gone.
I really was. But
Yeah.
it just took so long for anything to happen. We're sitting there literally for an hour and 20 minutes and nothing is happening. It starts, like, after this nonsense, flames and
Firestarter,
everything.
I mean, it was literally the poster from Firestarter.
Absurd. And then he puts, like, the jam in and it, like, changes the house from flame, from burnt into new.
It regenerates the house.
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
Well, at that point, I was like, well, I know how this is going to end.
Oh, right.
Now I'm bored.
Yeah.
But then you're even more bored because you're like, she's just walking around this house. I mean, I love the house, don't get me wrong.
But she's
like,
just wandering around the house.
Well,
and this is what, it starts and she just goes, she, like, wakes up and he's not in bed and she goes, babe, like, real quietly, babe. And then continues to then walk through the entire house being like, who's here? What was that noise?
Because she just woke up from death.
I guess. Whatever, you still go, babe, yo, is that you?
Well,
you in here?
She was annoying.
Annoying as fuck.
Oh, yeah, well, also, Michelle Pfeiffer and Ed Harris are Adam and Eve. And then their two sons are Cain and Abel.
Oh.
It's all coming together.
I really just hate this more.
Ed and Michelle are the first man and woman, and these are the sons.
Really, once the brother killed the other brother, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, so that's what, yeah, okay. All right.
I was really hoping that it was going to be more interesting.
I thought it
Like-
was going to be more fantastical.
Well, I thought maybe a little bit more fantastical, certainly a little bit more twisted. Like, I thought Javier Bardem, because she kept drinking this, like...
Turmeric?
Right?
I mean, it was...
What is this? That
It
you're...
was, they put turmeric powder in water and then she drank it. It looked like urine. I guess it was to keep... Was it to keep her alive without her heart?
Maybe?
But then they broke the heart?
It was all
They
very
took the heart
confusing. See,
again.
that's what... It's like, what?
Oh, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
I mean,
But so she kept taking this, and then at the funeral, I guess it was, or whatever, for the son, they were all drinking what looked to me like the same thing.
Oh, I don't know.
And so I was like, oh, it's like a cult. It's gonna be some cult shit, right?
Oh, yeah.
The whole time I was like, oh, so he's like mesmerized her with this magical crystal. And she's literally in some like demon world in this dilapidated, burned out house.
If it had pulled out and she was just like tied up in a basement.
Exactly. Just like drinking this stuff every 6 hours, and it turns her crazy. And then like,
but gives her the fantasy of this fabulous house.
yes, but then like the crystal shatters or whatever it is, and the spell is broken.
Yeah.
And then she realizes that there's all of these other poor people that he's kept like locked up in the basement.
No, it was just...
I was waiting for it to go
Yeah.
somewhere real crazy.
Well, because it's also very Rosemary's Baby. But in Rosemary's Baby, there's a villain.
Right.
It's the devil. I mean, and her husband, who is also a horrifying villain as well, selling his baby to the devil.
To the devil.
But that movie really gives you the sense that she is trapped. Like Rosemary's Baby.
Right.
You really feel like, I don't know where she should go. Like, she's so pregnant, she can't really run away. Oh my God. And in this, you're like, just leave. Just leave the house.
Yeah.
Just leave the house.
Or also be like, I just kept waiting for her a million times to be like, get the fuck out of my house.
I mean, she kind of does.
Not really.
I mean, I'm not defending her at all. This whole movie is like, it's like a cautionary tale about being polite.
Right? It's so weird. She'd be like, don't do that. And they'd be like, oh, right. Don't do that. Get out of my room. This is my bedroom. And they'd be like, oh, it's your bedroom. Yeah. It was weird because it was like, oh, okay. I don't see, with your analogy, she's Mother Nature, then what's that supposed to say? That people just...
So she is the earth and everyone's shitting on her and ignoring her and saying, fuck you, climate change. That's the point of the movie.
Oh my God, I can't.
That's what it is, though. Like, it was apparently he wrote it after Hurricane Sandy as like a, whatever, as like a, he also wrote it in 5 days. The first draft he wrote in 5 days. It's always funny when people are really proud of that fact. Like, I wrote this in 5 days. I'm like, I don't think you should tell people that.
Actually happened really quickly. It was over a long 5-day weekend. The house was empty. I was alone, and I was just basically by myself in my underwear attacking the keyboard.
The whole thing is she's fabulous house and she's restoring it all you're restoring it by yourself? How could you? You're a woman. Oh my God, you're restoring this house by yourself? How? Also, where she's getting the supplies, but the whole thing's a fantasy. I don't know. No one has a car. They just show up out of the woods. Yep. It's weird. But she just has this fabulous house.
Yeah.
And she's growing it and gestating it and, nesting and, all these things, that Mother Nature does. And it was sort of interesting. This movie would be a privileged white housewife's nightmare.
Yes. That was my biggest frustration as well, was that I was just like, this is some white people problems bullshit. Like, the whole time I was just I don't care about this story. Like,
well, it's magnified in that it is crazy. Like, crazy-ish things do happen.
Sure, eventually.
That you're like, I would be upset if that happened to my house, of course. But it was very much like...
He's a stranger. We're just gonna let him sleep in our house.
White lady problems.
Yes.
And because they cast Mother Nature as a beautiful, white, blonde woman, you're like, well, that shades everything in a different way.
Yeah. Particularly because for the first hour and 20 minutes, it's just, like, relationship problems. You won't fuck me.
Why are you guys together? This is an abusive relationship.
Yeah,
like, this is bad news. Shoes. Like, get out of here.
Bad news shoes.
You've never heard that?
No.
Did I just make that up?
I think so.
It's bad news shoes.
She's barefoot through the whole movie.
You put on some damn shoes because there's constantly broken glass in your fucking house, lady. And you run into those woods and you escape from God, who in this movie is a villain. Yeah. He's an egotistical male villain. Who I just want to create and love me and stroke my ego, and all of these people come and love me and worship me.
So I guess it's supposed to be that, like, God just keeps creating things, and then when they destroy the earth, then he starts anew.
Yes.
So it's like the dinosaurs.
It's one big loop.
And now, it's a different, now she's fully brunette instead of like a weird shade of gray, brown, blonde.
Oh, that wig. Oh, that wig.
Yeah. Not here for it. Oh
I did love Michelle Pfeiffer.
I did too.
She knew what movie I wanted.
Yeah.
That I wish this had been. She was real shady.
Yeah.
She's a real bitch.
Why don't you want kids? I know what it's like when you're just starting out and you think you have all the time in the world. And, you're not going to be so young forever.
Although so was Jennifer Lawrence at like one point. The only
time you laughed?
The only time I laughed.
At a joke that the movie made.
Yes. Michelle Pfeiffer goes, I made lemonade. It's a family recipe.
What? The lemons? And then I said, no, it's the vodka. And then it turned out...
It was the vodka.
It was the vodka. She should have said, no, it's the
vodka.
Yeah. I'm a lush.
Because I'm a slut who sleeps with snakes or whatever. That's not really Eve's story, but...
In all honesty, the thing that bothered me the most about this movie is that it was shot in 16 millimeters. So
Oh
it looked like
my
shit.
fucking God.
It looked like shit.
It looked like garbage.
It was so noisy.
so noisy.
I just, I said, what, is the shot on 16 millimeter? I looked it up, it was. And I just thought,
Why?
I am all for shooting on film if you feel like you need to. Christopher Nolan, P.T. Anderson, you make gorgeous, gorgeous film. And so when your movies are boring, I'm like, yes, but look at this frame that you made. And this looked like shit.
It looked like shit.
And I wanted to see this house in some 35 millimeter print.
70 millimeter. Give it all to me.
Give it all. I want to see, like, the clocking. I want to see it all.
You want to see the
clocking.
Okay.
It just made me mad that it was like, it felt very student because it was 16 millimeter and everything
Sure.
was like insert shots and everything was like overly mic'd
And overly close.
to be like dramatic, like, oh, the sink is on, it's gonna be really loud, but we're gonna hear his footsteps behind her and then she's gonna clank. But it wasn't even like sound design. It was just like, oh, we had a hot mic on set and nobody mixed it. That's what it seemed like to me.
Sure.
Am I wrong?
No, I don't really think so.
I don't think I'm wrong.
No, I also, like, the filmmaking for me was nauseating and just how tight it was.
Well, it's weird because, so I didn't know how weird this movie was gonna get.
Right, no, me either.
Everyone, oh,
I was...
you'll
that's-
never forget Mother. Oh, it's the
No,
craziest.
I already forgot it. Like, I was waiting for it to get cray-cray,
Yeah.
and instead it's just like, oh, this is weird and stupid. Or it wasn't, like, fantastical. It was just
No.
like, oh, and then all of a sudden it turned into a crazy mob and the SWAT team came, and then they blew up everything, and then this, like, what?
It was weird. It, like, at the end, it turned into Children of Men. But Children of Men, you care about the characters.
Right.
And you're like, you know, and you're all, oh my God, what's gonna happen? And you're with them and the action. And this was like trying to do that-ish.
I just didn't give a fuck. Which, how could you? Because then she fucking has her baby, and 6 minutes later, they're like, you know, mosh pitting it, and then they tear it to shreds and eat it. Also, what's the baby represent?
Life? I don't know. Because they already made Life.
Yeah.
A new beginning. Something she can actually love instead of her husband.
So,
A Band-Aid for their marriage.
flaws in this analogy.
Well, certainly. I mean, I wasn't saying it was soundproof. I'm just saying that's what it was going for. Can we talk about how I think it's real creepy weird that Jennifer Lawrence and Darren Aronofsky are dating?
What?
You didn't know?
No!
Oh my God! They started dating during this movie.
Oh God.
And then every time they show pictures of them together, I'm like, oh no, sir. Something
That
about
seems
it.
weird,
I feel like Rachel Weisz really dodged a bullet. Like she was like, I got my creative kids. I'm gonna go, like, fuck Daniel Craig. We're gonna have a real sexy fun time.
I didn't know that either.
You didn't know that she married Daniel Craig?
No.
What?
Yes, get it, bitch.
She was like, yeah, like, I mean, I don't know the details, but basically they broke up and she went and married Daniel Craig because she could get it.
Yeah, she can.
This also felt like very much a cathartic, like, therapy session about their divorce.
A little bit. I couldn't with this.
This was what was so annoying, is this is also clearly sort of referencing Buñuel movies. Have you seen any of his movies? The Spanish director. And he would make all of these movies mocking the bourgeois and the upper crust and all these things, but they were really irreverent and hysterical, but like crazy. And you'd be like, oh my God, wait, what? You know, like it was like 180. And this movie was like Buñuel without the humor.
Right.
You were like, well, I'm bummed out. You know, I kept waiting because I didn't know how I was supposed to feel. So like, at first I'm like, oh, well, clearly we're supposed to hate Jennifer Lawrence, right? Because she's like, has no spine, is just with this man who's awful to her. Like, yes, this house is fabulous, but like, get it in the divorce. I don't know. You're just like, come on, I don't know. And she just keeps being like, like she doesn't speak.
I mean, I would
Everything
say
upsets
84%
her.
of the movie is just...
Well, like, if she wasn't acting like a weirdo, all of the situations that were happening would seem normal until the last, like, 30 minutes.
Sure.
They show up, and she's immediately just like, who's this? Oh, my God. What's going on? Like, she's just, like, so panicked that I was like, what's going on with you? Like, something must have happened. And so I thought this was sort of supposed to be, like, a mock of sort of white privilege and white guilt and, you know, the outsiders coming into my beautiful home, you know, and like mocking her for being that way. But then it became like, oh, we're all shitting on her because she's the one, she's Mother Nature. So I was like, this didn't really, for me, have any commentary.
Not really.
And that's why I was like, oh, get out of my house!
Get out of my house!
That should have been on the poster.
Get out of my
Get out of
house!
my house! I just stained those wood floors!
No, she didn't stain them.
That's right, she should have.
Yeah, she should have. Instead, she covered it with a rug that
It was like Sally Field at the beginning of Mrs. Doubtfire when they throw the party. She's just like,
Shoo! Shoo! You ate my begonias!
You ate my begonias! Good.
but there was no soccer cake.
No.
There was no fun in this movie.
But there was piss in the corners.
There was piss in the corners. Why were there no animals in this crazy...
Because this wasn't the story of Noah. He already
World.
told that story.
If Russell Crowe had played him, would it have been better or worse?
Well...
Like, worst movie for sure. Because
Yeah.
I think I have recently realized that Russell Crowe can act. But would I have enjoyed it more?
I think so.
I think I might have. Because Javier Bardem wasn't bad.
You know, he was just whatever.
But, like, I don't know.
He was pretty Javier Bardem-y. You know what I mean?
Can we talk about her Home Alone furnace in the basement?
Oh my god.
Home Alone is a scarier movie than this movie.
Yeah, that's true.
Pretty much. Well, because the two big violent things that happened were like digital. Like when Cain and Abel show up, one of them kills the other one with a, like, just bashes him in the
Doorknob.
head, and it was like digital blood.
Yeah. It was also, like, I don't know.
Like, digital blood really doesn't...
That's also not scary to me.
But, like, whatever. The only, like, the reason this movie's rated R, right?
Oh, sure.
Is because of the
Someone
violence.
gets murdered in the head and then they also tear apart a baby and eat it.
But that was, I mean, yeah, but it was a CGI baby. And I was like...
Yeah, it was stupid.
I mean, I could see how this movie...
It was peeing.
It was like pissing, this like
It was
CGI,
so
just like that
stupid.
freaky dancing baby from Ally McBeal, and I was like, fuck you, I hate fake CGI babies, I hate them! It always looks creepy!
It was stupid.
I could definitely see how this movie would like really freak out some like people who have not seen a lot of freaky things.
I haven't seen a lot of freaky things, I don't think, and
But like, you don't have like I'm so offended by
Sure,
this, you know.
sure.
But a normal person, yes, would be very upset if a baby was
torn apart.
hissing, its neck was broken, and then it was torn apart and eaten by a mob.
It's just so stupid.
It was so stupid. It made me want to watch, I mean, not really, because that movie, well, there's this movie called Society that's like, the whole thing's kind of boring, and it's like a bad movie, but like it builds this crescendo of the fucking craziest special effects, orgy, body parts, disgusting Caligula-esque, just whackety schmackety do. But that was like, that movie is crazier than this movie.
See,
It's just shocking.
I also feel like I would have preferred that. I guess that wasn't
I really
the point.
was waiting for it to go fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Remember when Kristen Wiig shows up in this movie? And is fine.
Oh my god. She was, I mean, whatever. It was, I didn't like this movie. I really disliked this movie.
I don't know, if you look at this movie from the perspective of like Darren Aronofsky does a Nancy Meyers movie, I don't hate it. That's not what he was intending whatsoever. But if it had gone to this like damnation of this whitewashed, privileged, you know, just sort of like beige world where kitchens are king, you know, then at least it would have been making some sort of statement, and I kind of would have been here for it.
If it is supposed to be Adam and Eve, right?
Yeah.
Then they should be the first people that she's ever interacted with.
I mean, I guess that's why she was acting like a freak, maybe? Like, you're...
I
That
guess.
type of person, I don't know.
But so, right, and then I guess it's supposed to just escalate, and as she's pregnant, then, like, you know, that's supposed to be, like, the industrial age and people multiplying and whatever.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the last 10 years, it just goes, like, from, well, this is a lot, to, like, holy fuckballs, I can't even handle this, now the SWAT team's here. I guess. I just found this movie to be so ostentatious and, like, full, you know, like, it was just like, ooh, look at me, I'm so, like, artistic and clever. And I'm like, no, you're a fucking douchebag, get out of my fucking face.
Well, like, I'd say all of Darren Aronofsky movies make me want to take a shower by the end of the movie.
Sure.
I was like no, yeah, Wrestler, yes. Black Swan, yes. Requiem for a Dream, Jesus Christ, yes. But see, like that, even though I can't watch that movie anymore because it's so upset. That is a movie that crescendos to a Jesus fucking Christ, oh my God, I'm like upset. This has changed me. And this movie tried to do that, and it didn't go there. I mean, have you seen Requiem for a Dream? So it ends with Jennifer Connelly. She's basically getting fucked by a double-sided dildo while everyone like pays, like drops money and they're all on drugs, and it's very upsetting because you're just like, oh no. And Keith David's there and you're like, but Keith David? No, Keith David, no.
Well, so, okay. So we're leaving the film.
Well,
and the credits are rolling. We're walking out and I look at the credits and I just go, oh, fuck you. Because...
Well, so the credits are rolling and it's like Jennifer Lawrence, mother, Javier Bardem, him.
with a capital H.
Was he's God, Andrew?
Yeah.
Was he's God? So I'm gonna read some of the character names for you.
Oh, this is gonna really kill me.
Ed Harris was man. Michelle Pfeiffer was woman.
Good.
Brian Gleason was younger brother. Domhnall Gleeson, God, I can't remember how to pronounce that,
Donal and Breon Gleeson
was oldest son. There was a character that was called Cupbearer, Damsel, Philanderer,
Oh my God.
Fool,
Oh, God.
Wanderer, Idler,
Oh.
Whisperer, Adulterer. Oh, Adulterer was the guy that was like, do you want to go fuck in the woods?
I wish
he had said, do you want to go fuck in the woods? He was like, let's go for a walk.
Oh, I didn't get any of that.
Zealot, Defiler, Pisser. Kristen Wiig was Harold.
The Herald,
like
oh my
as a-
God.
like a
His
newspaper.
publicist, oh my God.
Whoremonger. Slave driver.
I can't.
Executioner.
Oh, right? Remember when there was just like, all of a sudden they're like holding slaves in like this weird chains? What was that? Why was Kristen Wiig, the Herald, just shooting people in the head?
Because it was anarchy. I don't know, man.
None of it made sense. This was such nonsense.
So anyway, there's a lot better movies out there that are like this. So I would say, if you even remotely like this, go watch The Discreet Charm of the Bourgeoisie, Exterminating Angel, Comfort of Strangers, which is this like totally weird movie with Christopher Walken, where it's like this couple, Rupert Everett's in it, I think, and they're in Venice, and they're just like, oh, da 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 da, we're all kind of straight-laced and normal, and then they run into some freaky weirdos, namely Christopher Walken.
Well, sure.
And you're like, uh-huh. Yep. I mean, this movie to me was more entertaining than other things. Mostly because of the house.
Wow.
So, I don't know. I didn't hate it. I didn't like it.
I hated it.